Welcome to Gridiron Ring, a sports talk show covering football and professional wrestling. I'm your host, the Encyclopedia of Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96, and welcome to my NFL Week 1 predictions. So without wasting any more time, let's dive deep into those 13 of the 16 games this upcoming weekend in the National Football League to kick off NFL 100. I will be going over, so stay tuned for those, but first be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media. Links are in the description below. So Packers and Bears will kick things off on Thursday Night Football to kick off NFL 100. NFL 100 kickoff will see the most played NFL matchup in NFL history. Packers at Bears from Soldier Field in Chicago on Thursday night on NBC. Bears have high hopes this year after winning the NFC North for the first time since 2010 last season. Matt Nagy still at the helm, with quarterback Mitch Trubisky along with running backs Tariq Cohen and rookie running back David Montgomery from Iowa State. Iowa State close call this past weekend versus Northern Iowa. It took triple overtime for the Cyclones to pick up the win. And they also, the Chicago Bears this is, have the trio at wide receiver of Robinson, Gabriel, and Anthony Miller, the second-year receiver now out of Memphis. Memphis, big win over Ole Miss this past weekend as well. Second time in 5 years for the Tigers over the Rebels. Be sure to go check out my college football Week 2 predictions as well right here on Gridiron Ring's YouTube channel. I'll actually link that in the description below. Defensively for the Chicago Bears, Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith out of Georgia, and Ha Clinton Dix joins the Chicago Bear secondary. Big question is, though, in my opinion, and I believe everyone else's, can they kick field goals? Can they kick extra points and field goals? Which, ultimately, that's what lost them the Eagle game in the playoffs last year. Only time will tell. All 53-man rosters for all 32 teams are now set as cuts have been made, and we are just a few days away from kicking off the 2019 NFL season. Packers side of things, for the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers back at quarterback, obviously, but he has a new head coach for the first time in his career as a starting quarterback. Third NFL head coach overall, but first as a starting quarterback in the league. Matt LaFleur comes up from Tennessee, where he had Marcus Mariota with the Tennessee Titans. What type of offense are we going to see, though, from the Packers come Thursday and the whole entire season? Are we going to see the Aaron Rodgers Packers offense that we're used to? Matt LaFleur, Marcus Mariota type of offense that they ran in Tennessee with the Titans? Or maybe even something totally different? I honestly don't know. Who knows? The Packers could surprise a lot of people come Thursday and blow out the Bears. But with so much unknown with Green Bay right now, in my opinion, I'm picking the Bears to win on Thursday night to kick off NFL 100. Titans at Browns. This will be one of the 4 games I will be live on Periscope doing live reactions, play-by-play of this upcoming weekend. Packers-Bears being one of them on Thursday night. Titans-Browns on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Also, Redskins-Eagles, that game is on Fox at 1 o'clock. I now have a 2 TV setup, if you did not know. So I'm able to watch 2 games, 2 events at once. So, Packers-Bears on Thursday. Come Sunday on CBS, Titans-Browns. That is the game that is on in my area. On CBS at 1. On Fox at 1 o'clock in my area. Redskins-Eagles. So those 2 games at the same time on Sunday. Live reactions, play-by-play over on Periscope. Come Sunday night, though, Sunday Night Football. Steelers, Patriots, and then Monday night, Texans and Saints, the first of 2 Monday night games this upcoming weekend. As usual, they have 2 Monday night games to kick off the year. Texans, Saints is at 7 o'clock, and then at 10:15, Broncos and Raiders, and I'll get to those games here in a second. But Titans and Browns first. Go over that here real quick. Titans at Browns. The Titans, in my opinion, they looked awful in the preseason, but that's the preseason. But also now they're playing the Cleveland Browns to kick off 2019. The Browns now aren't the Browns we are all used to seeing, so we think. But as well, Cleveland was playing some damn good football late in the year last year. Baker Mayfield at quarterback, along with Nick Chubb, Jarvis Landry, and now Odell Beckham Jr. comes to town. Come on, man, they're going to put up some points this year. Browns win a close one, though, on Sunday to kick off 2019. I actually have the Browns winning the AFC North, surprisingly. Be sure to go check out my NFL preview as well. I'll also link that in the description below. Ravens at Dolphins. The Dolphins are bad and will probably only win a couple games this year, to be honest with you. Sorry, Dolphins fans, but it's true. It's damn true, as Kurt Angle would say. We'll have to see how Lamar Jackson, though, plays at quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens in his second year. Will it be a sophomore slump or a second-year success for the former Heisman Trophy winner from Louisville? Louisville actually lost to Notre Dame 35-17 on Labor Day night. Either way, that won't matter for this game because Baltimore is going to win. So Bears, Browns, and Ravens so far are my picks for Week 1 in the NFL. Moving along, Falcons at the Vikings. Toss-up for me as both teams could have big, successful seasons this year. It's Matt Ryan versus the $84 million man, Kirk Cousins. Could very well be a shootout on Sunday with how high-powered both offenses are. But with Dan Quinn and Mike Zimmer at the helm of their respective teams, it could also be a defensive showdown. Special teams, I think, will win this game for whoever ends up winning. But I'm going to pick the Vikings due to the home field advantage playing in the land of 10,000 lakes. Redskins, Eagles. Case Keenum will start for the Skins on Sunday, but we could see rookie quarterback Dwayne Haskins out of Ohio State early because I think the Eagles are going to fly to victory. So fly, Eagles, fly. Vikings and Eagles continuing on. Rams at Panthers. Will Cam Newton be ready to go on Sunday? That's the big question for myself after suffering a foot injury during the preseason. Panthers, they will rely heavily on Christian McCaffrey, whether Cam plays or not. But when it comes down to it, I think the Rams have more playmakers that'll make some key plays late. So Rams defeat the Panthers before hosting the Saints next week at home in a game New Orleans is looking to get revenge for. NFC Championship game last year, you don't remember, missed pass interference call, cost the Saints the NFC title to go to the Super Bowl to play the Patriots. Colts at the Chargers. Andrew Luck retirement surprised everyone, it seemed like, but the game must go on. So in steps Jacoby Brissett. Colts actually extended him for another 2 years worth $30 million, 20 of that guaranteed. They also signed Brian Hoyer after he was cut from New England to a 3-year, $12 million deal, 9 of that guaranteed. So big paydays for a couple quarterbacks in the Midwest with the Indianapolis Colts. But the Colts will travel out west to Los Angeles to play the Chargers this weekend. As I said, game must go on, so in steps Jacoby Brissett, who has played well in some games, but is wishy-washy, if you ask myself. I do believe the Colts will still be a decent team and could surprise a lot of people this season. You know, everybody doubting them now because of not having Andrew Luck due to him retiring at the young age of 29. They could also win the division, to be honest with you, too. I mean, that's why they play games. It's not decided on paper. It's decided on the field. But experience will be a huge factor come Sunday with the Colts and Chargers. Jacoby Brissett or Phillip Rivers? I'm taking the latter, and I'm taking the Chargers over the Colts. Bengals at the Seahawks, continuing on with the experience. The Bengals and Seahawks play this week in the Emerald City, and Zach Taylor is coaching in his first game as a head coach, whereas Pete Carroll is starting his 10th year in Seattle, 23rd overall as a head coach. So Seattle wins because of coaching experience plus Russell Wilson's playmaking ability. 49ers, Buccaneers, Jimmy Garoppolo makes his return after tearing his ACL last year against Kansas City. Bruce Arians also returns as well after taking a year off from coaching, so he's back on the sideline. Good to see both Jimmy Garoppolo and Bruce Arians back playing and coaching football. And Arians is now trying to fix quarterback Jameis Winston of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll have to see how Garoppolo plays coming off an injury and how Arians can help out Winston. But I expect a high-scoring game with the play calling of both Kyle Shanahan and Bruce Arians. But the 49ers will win on a game-winning Robbie Gould field goal. And then the Bears will continue to kick themselves and regret releasing him 4 years ago. One of Robbie Gould's other teams, the team that he signed with after the Bears got rid of him before landing out in San Fran, the New York Football Giants. The Giants will head to the Big D to play the Dallas Cowboys Sunday afternoon at 4:25 on Fox. Cowboys have won 10 of the last 14 in the series, but with Ezekiel Elliott having still not reported for this year, the Cowboys are going to have to rely on Dak Prescott for the whole entire game, and, maybe for the first couple games if Zeke does not report, which will end up not good because the quarterback who wants $40 million a year, keyword is wants, he's not going to get it. He's not worth it if you ask me. Prescott, I believe, will throw a costly interception late or something along those lines, a fumble, and then the Giants, they will end up picking up the victory on the road in Dallas on Sunday. Even if Zeke does show up, there's reports out there right now that he has flown back from Cabo to Dallas and a contract is in the works. So within the next 24 to 48 hours, as today is Tuesday night. I was planning on recording this if you listen to my Culture Ball predictions already for week 2. I was planning on recording this last night, but it's now Tuesday night, and we have the news now about Zeke. So it all works out either way, and I'll be getting this out on YouTube very shortly afterwards. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Share this, hit the thumbs up button as well if you haven't done so already. But a deal is in the works, I have heard. So Zeke going to be flying back to Dallas, and the Cowboys are going to try to extend him to a new deal. And then, who knows? He could very well be playing come Sunday. But even if Zeke does show up, I still think the Giants will end up winning. But then also, welcome back Jason Witten. After Jason Witten took a year off last year, retired, went to broadcasting, got sick and tired of that because he sucked at it, but decided to come back and playing tight end once again for the Dallas Cowboys. Steelers at Patriots. The Steelers start a new era without Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, but the Patriots are still the New England Patriots. The Patriots will probably win, but I'm obviously going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers, being a diehard black and gold fan. Monday Night Football now. Texans at Saints and Broncos at Raiders. As usual, as I said earlier, we have 2 Monday Night Football games to kick off the year. Texans at Saints, Broncos at Raiders. Both should be very, very good games, I do believe, with the first one being a tad bit better. The Texans made some trades over the weekend as well. They traded Jadeveon Clowney to Seattle, traded for Laramie Tunsil from the Miami Dolphins, also got Kenny Stills out of that as well. Barkevius Mingo coming down from Seattle to help out Houston now. Texans did give up a lot of draft picks, but it seems like they want to win now. Obviously, Andrew Luck retired in Indianapolis as the starting quarterback, so Jacoby Brissett takes over, as I mentioned earlier, and I do believe the Texans can win now, and I think they'll win the division. I picked them to win the AFC South, but except on Monday Night Football, I think they'll end up losing. Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints will win this game. Brees will win the game for the Saints. I actually have the Saints in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs, if you did not know, and I had the Saints winning Super Bowl 54 down in Miami, and then maybe Brees rides off into the sunset. We'll have to find out and see. Also, Broncos-Raiders. For the Broncos-Raiders game, in my opinion, it's a coin flip. Both teams are about the same. The Raiders probably a tad bit better. Broncos, though, I do think could surprise this year. Go check out my NFL preview. Broncos and Colts, I think, could surprise. Raiders could as well. Gruden knows what the hell he's doing, folks. It's just taking some time, a little extra time. He probably by now would have wanted to be in the playoffs last year and be a 10-6 or better team once again this year. But hell, I think they went 4-12 last year and finished last in the AFC West. But coin flip game for myself, Broncos and Raiders on Monday Night Football. But I'm going to have to pick the Oakland Raiders. They're playing at home. Going to be the last season in Oakland, more than likely, for the Silver and Black. The Black Hole's going to be rocking come Monday Night Football to kick off the year. So, yeah, give me the Raiders and Derek Carr to defeat Joe Flacco in his first game as the Bronco starting quarterback coming over from the Baltimore Ravens. So those are my NFL Week 1 predictions. Thanks for listening. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Check out my college football Week 2 picks and my NFL preview as well. As I mentioned earlier, I'll link those in the description below. So go check those out. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media as well. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, GridRing18. Subscribe right here on YouTube and follow me over on Periscope, Cool Hand Luke 96, as I will be live streaming once again this upcoming weekend, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for NFL and college football.